Hi, so I was playing with Chat GPT again, and I asked, are there any AAA landlocked states? And it got it right. Correct, Nebraska is a AAA landlocked state, as we can see, and I determined that on a map. Then I go back to a question I've been trying to get ChatGPT to answer correctly, which is what countries share four neighbors? Okay, Germany and Poland, and it has correctly lists the neighbors of Germany and Poland. And then I asked the question again, more specifically, what four neighbors do Germany and Poland share? And it gave me two nonsense answers. And it says Czechia, correct. Slovakia, no. Austria, no. Russia, no. I said, where does Germany border Slovakia? I apologize for the mistake in my previous message. Germany does not border Slovakia. No, it does not. Moving on, then it says Czechia, Austria, Russia, Lithuania, and I say what two countries share four neighbors. It again gives me this incorrect answer and this incorrect answer. Where does Mongolia, China, and Mongolia, saying they both border Kazakhstan, which I asked the question, where does Mongolia border Kazakhstan? It says you are correct. I'm not actually correct. I'm asking a question. But it says, I asked where does it border, and it says you are correct. Mongolia does not border Kazakhstan. I apologize for the mistake. Goes back to Germany and Switzerland, saying that Germany borders Liechtenstein and Italy. Correctly fulfills where does Germany border Liechtenstein? You are correct. Again, Germany does not border Liechtenstein. Apologize for the errors in my previous responses. Now it says Serbia and Hungary. It says that Hungary and Serbia share a border with Montenegro. Where does Hungary border Montenegro? Hungary does not border Montenegro. And that says Belgium and Luxembourg. Okay, where does France, Germany, Luxembourg, and the Netherlands? Now it's almost correct. They do border Germany, France, and then Belgium and Luxembourg do border France and Germany. But where does Luxembourg border the Netherlands? You are correct. It does not border Armenia and Azerbaijan. Where does, it says Turkey, Iran, and Georgia, which are correct. They both border those three countries, but not Russia. Where does Armenia border Russia? This is a game. I like playing this game. Botswana and Zimbabwe and Zambia. Oh, this is clever. Now, if we actually look at our map, I should have done a window capture on this. Let me change my screen capture here. I'm gonna need a map. Properties. I want a display capture instead. Okay. Now we're gonna bring our map over, and we're gonna say, all right, Botswana and Zambia. So Botswana is here, Zambia is here. They both border Namibia and Zimbabwe, but Angola? Now it's going down to chat 3.5. Where does Botswana border Angola? Now that's all the chat 4.0, but it's still not giving me good answers. China and Pakistan. Afghanistan, India, Kyrgyzstan. Where does Pakistan border Kyrgyzstan? Russia and Kazakhstan. China, correct. Kyrgyzstan. Where does Russia border Kyrgyzstan? I'm just torturing ChatGPT here. It's kind of fun when you get down to it. Afghanistan, Tajikistan. They both. Where does Tajikistan border Pakistan? It keeps giving me incorrect answers. It's amusing. Ukraine and Moldova. Ukraine and Moldova do border Romania, but Moldova only borders Romania and Hungary. Where does Moldova border Hungary? I thank you for your patience. Let me correct that. Germany and Denmark. It says Denmark borders. They share the following four neighbors. Where does Denmark border the Netherlands? Denmark does not share a border. Poland and Ukraine. Poland and Ukraine share Slovakia, correct. Hungary. Where does Poland border Hungary? Slovakia and Austria. We keep going. They do both border Czechia. They do both border Hungary. Where does Slovakia border Germany? Ad nauseum. Belarus and Lithuania. They both border Poland. They both border Latvia. Does Lithuania border Russia? Yes, it does. Ukraine. Where does Lithuania border Ukraine? This is amusing. I love doing this. It really shows. Where does Italy border Germany? And it keeps trying. Again, I think it's Serbia and Romania. Serbia does border Hungary, so does Romania. Bulgaria does border both Serbia and Romania. Ukraine. Where does Ukraine border Serbia? I apologize for the oversight. Ukraine does not share a border. Thank you for your patience. Corrected example. Slovenia and Croatia. There's 4 neighbors. Hungary. When you look at our map, Slovenia and Croatia do both border Hungary. Croatia does not. Where does... Well, let's give it a pass on Italy. Because Croatia and Italy do OpenStreetMap. So if we do OpenStreetMap, which does a good job with borders, we can see that, I'll give it a pass. Croatia and Italy share a maritime border. That is accurate. Bosnia and Herzegovina does not border Slovenia. Where does Bosnia and Herzegovina border Slovenia? Does not share a border. I appreciate your patience. Slovenia and Croatia. Okay. Slovenia and Croatia border each other. They share Hungary. They share Italy, arguably. But where does Croatia border Austria? I appreciate your patience. I'm being very patient because it keeps giving me crap. Pardon the language. Where does Slovakia border Germany? I mean, even if you go back to World War I don't think Germany was that far. Poland and Czechia. They both border Germany. Where does... They both border Germany. They both border Slovakia. Where does Poland... It says Poland borders Poland. That doesn't make sense. Poland border Austria. Germany and Czechia. They both border Poland. They both border Austria. Where does Germany border Slovakia? Germany and Czechia. Poland, yes. Austria, yes. You keep telling me Germany borders Slovakia. Why do you think Germany borders Slovakia? It's in this loop. Why do you think Germany borders Slovakia? How many neighbors do Netherlands and France, do Belgium and France share? And how many neighbors do they have in common? What 2 countries share a border on the island of Saint Martin? The constituent country of France and the Netherlands. So do France and the Netherlands share a border? What neighbors do France and Belgium? What countries border France? Let's see what it says. What about the Netherlands? Belgium, Luxembourg, Germany, Switzerland, Italy, Monaco, Spain, and Andorra. The Netherlands does not share a land border with France. But what about St. Martin? So what countries border France? So can you give me a complete list of all countries which border France? Also shares a border between France and the Netherlands and the Caribbean. What countries border Belgium? France, Germany, Luxembourg, and the Netherlands. Oh, great. So what countries border both France and Belgium? What neighbors do Belgium, it did not understand my question, and France share? I've done this before. I'm just seeing if their models improved any. No, that's not what I asked. Thank you. Fantastic. Now, that is a correct list. Perfect. What countries do France and Germany both border? Great. Correct. What two countries do France and Germany both border? What neighbors do France and Germany have in common? Correct. Belgium and France have 3 neighbors. Belgium, Luxembourg, Switzerland. Does France border the Netherlands? Yes, it does. Does Germany border the Netherlands? The north of France. Where exactly is the border between France and the Netherlands exactly? Northern part of France and the southern part of the Netherlands. It runs along the Dutch-French border region, specifically in the province of North Brabant. No. Very along its length? Does Belgium exist? Is border of Netherlands and North Germany the east, Luxembourg, the southeast, share France the southwest. So, give me the latitude and longitude of the border of a point on the border between France and the Netherlands. (51 north, 4.27 east). Alright, so we're going to take OpenStreetMap here, and we're going to put that to the left. And what we're going to do is we are now going to go to that exact coordinate. 51.0894 north, 4.2716 east. Yeah, frick. Just use... What? That is not... No, that's near Antwerp. What is the address exactly of that point you just gave me? It doesn't kind of... No. That point is in Belgium. Does Antwerp exist? What are the coordinates of Antwerp? Well, it did give me correct. That is awfully close. Is Antwerp close to the French border between France and the Netherlands? What? 150 to 200 kilometers northeast. One thing Mac is not as great at is the resizing of windows as Linux, which is way better at it. Okay. That's 150 to 200 kilometers of the border between France and the Netherlands. I don't think so. I don't need roads. It's way too busy. We're going to take a ruler out. We're going to go to Antwerp. Oh, give me kilometers. I need a civilized unit. 200 kilometers? That's like Charleville-Mézières. It gets in this weird thing where it thinks that the Netherlands and France border each other in Europe. Like, can you show me I'm trying to figure out how to get ChatGPT to realize that it's completely wrong. It gets in these weird loops. I'm like, I don't know how to get it out of this. It's so incorrect. What is your source for this information? What is your source for this misinformation? General Geographical... No, it's not. Yeah, so where is the border between France and the Netherlands? Nord Brabant and Northern Pas-de-Calais in France. No, Pas-de-Calais is like up in here. It keeps thinking Belgium does not exist, and I don't know how to get it to stop thinking that. It's so funny. I'm like, this is so strange. That's so weird. Like, how far is Dunkirk from the Netherlands? 70 to 100 kilometers southwest. So now it is that far from the Netherlands. What country is between Dunkirk, France, and the Netherlands? Is Belgium. Fantastic. So what country lies between Belgium, between France, and the Netherlands? Tell me for... There's no country between... To the northeast? Okay. So where is the border between France and the Netherlands? No. But what about Belgium? I think you're confused. I think it's very confused. I thought the border is the border between France and the Netherlands in Europe. Okay, the western border of the European Union. What town lies along that border? Lille. Okay, so it's saying Lille. Clear exit. Kotrijk. Am I spelling that right? Yep. Is Kotrijk. It keeps thinking. Okay, good. That is accurate. So how is Lille on the border between France and the Netherlands? Correct. Okay, thank you. So where is the border between France and the Netherlands? On the southern border of Belgium. It keeps doing this. Okay, let's try something else. What country shares the longest border with France? The correct answer is Brazil. How long is the border between France and Brazil? Oh. So is the border with France and Brazil? So is France's border with Brazil longer than the border? Am I being heard? Yes, I am. Okay, good. Just want to make certain. So is France's border with Brazil longer than the border between France and Spain? And how long is the border between France and Brazil again? Wait, that was contradictory. It says no, the border between France and Brazil is not longer than the border between France and Spain. The border between France and Spain is approximately 623 kilometers long, making it shorter than the border between France and Brazil. The first is me, France and Brazil have the shorter border. Thus, me, France and Spain have the... It is backwards. Let me clarify. The border between France and Brazil is indeed longer than the border between France and Spain. The border between France and Brazil is approximately 730 kilometers long. Fantastic. Thank you. So what country does France have the longest border with? Correct. What? Okay, interesting. Does the United States share border Russia? Why is Alaska considered part of the United States, but French Guiana is not considered part of France? Okay, an integral part of the Republic, French Guiana's status as an overseas department. It's fully integrated in France, but politically and legally, French Guiana is often not considered part of France, in the same sense as mainland France, due to its geographical and cultural differences. But politically, what is the difference between French Guiana and Ile-de-France? The main difference is French overseas department region. No, Ile-de-France is department. Administrative region. Regions of France. Region. Okay, they're all regions. Alright. Overseas department and region. Overseas collectivities of France are including these, so they're different politically. Okay, what is the difference between an overseas and a region in the French Republic? Let's see if it gets it right. It's missing a very important part. Overseas collectivity do not have Parliament of France. And if we look at the places, we're going to look at the last election, which was last year. Oh, interesting. It's called an overseas collectivity. Okay, this is interesting because here it's saying that French Guiana is an overseas collectivity. This map is incorrect. French Guiana is not an overseas collectivity. It is a region on par with. Yeah, no, this is incorrect. French Guiana is a region. It's not an overseas collectivity. So Wikipedia is incorrect here. That is incorrect. Simply incorrect. That's simply not right. Yeah, no, there are a lot of people in places that don't. Okay, so I'm guessing this isn't simply a problem with Chat GPT. There is a problem with the lots of data sources incorrectly label French Guiana as an overseas collectivity, which is different from that of a region. Because if you then look at semi-autonomous status, which French Guiana does not have. Yeah, it's France is a fairly complicated country. It really is, because you have territories on almost every continent to some extent. There are 5 overseas regions, and then there are 5 overseas collectivities. And then you have New Caledonia, which is an autonomous territory. And a lot of the information, like if you look at the map from the last article, it says that French Guiana is an overseas collectivity, which it is not. It is a region. And then if you look at so ChatGPT's information coming in is the problem. Is that even in Wikipedia is not clear on the difference, because I think a lot of the editors who don't really read a lot into it then go and they edit and they just assume that since French Guiana is in South America, that means they assume it's an overseas collectivity. But that is wrong. That would be like saying Hawaii is a territory of the United States, and it is not. It is a state. It is on par with New York or Texas. It has the same representation in the Senate. French Guiana is the same way. And it's analogous to Hawaii. And the problem here is clearly even Wikipedia gets it wrong in this map, where it shows, oh boy, French Guiana is an overseas collectivity, which it actually should be put like somewhere like here. And there are other overseas regions, Guadeloupe, Martinique, Mayotte, and Réunion, which should be, if this was accurate politically, this box should be split in 2 between the collectivities and the overseas region, because French Guiana is not an overseas collectivity. It's just simply not. That's like saying Alaska is a territory. It's not. It's simply not. And yeah, it is correct here. Overseas collectivities do have a higher level of autonomy and specific governance structures. Correct. But regions and collectivities are different in general. The most integrated overseas collectivities have more autonomy. Semi-autonomous status, which French Guiana does not have. So yes, though some are outside the European Union and all can vote elect members of the European Parliament, it gets very complicated if you really look into this. So yeah, that gets to be very interesting. I don't blame ChatGPT for that mistake. I do blame it for not recognizing that, though if we look at this more, St. Martin is an overseas collectivity. So that it's like the U.S. Virgin Islands. It's the same kind of. But even they no, it's really not, because they get representation in the legislature. So there really isn't everywhere in France that has people can vote directly in the election. So yeah, it's a little complicated. What countries does Russia border? Let's see if it does this correctly. Norway, Finland, Estonia. Via the disputed. That is interesting. I see what they're saying. The saying via is strange. Correct. We do have a maritime border with Russia. That is accurate. What countries does Canada border? US, France. Oh, so here's another mistake. What is the status of Hans Island? What? Oh, that's nonsense. Well, I guess we are done. We've reached our limit of messages per hour. Okay. Well, hope you have a good evening. I'm sorry ChatGPT is never going to be profitable. Guess that's all we can do. Good night.